Hey everybody, welcome to Terra Invicta. If you have been around this channel for at least 3 or 4 months now, you remember I played the demo for about a half hour back in June during Steam Next Fest. Well, on the 26th of September, it is out on Steam for early access, that is. It is an even bigger game than I remember from 3 months ago. It is an even bigger game in general, so we're going to get right into it. I'm going to go ahead and I created a game just to see everything will work. Everything did work pretty fine, so we're going to enable all of this stuff here. We're going to start it. So what's changed? Well, I can actually save games now. This is a full version of the release build for the early access version. It comes out September 26th for $39.99 USD. Hooded Horse and Pavonis were super generous to provide me an early access review copy. For this one, it is my most anticipated indie of the year just because of how in-depth it is. And we're going to be seeing that in a very recurring series here on Seren, Santiago. So, yeah, I'm very excited for this. So that there's a lot of stuff I got to get into with this and a lot of stuff we got to learn. And that's what the series is going to be about. The first campaign is going to be with the Resistance. Learning about Terra Invicta together. So, before I get really, while we're still waiting, Pavonis Interactive is a development studio responsible for XCOM's Long War mods. Some mods that I won't play without now. I love Long War in XCOM 2. So I saw that they were they were behind this, and it really made me happy. Then I saw Hooded Horse pick them up, and it made me even happier because Hooded Horse has a lot going for it right now. And they are one of the best publishers in the business right now. And that's not me being paid to say anything. That's me being honest. All right, here we go.
Remember the day the stars answered, the day we learned we were not alone. As a familiar sun rose on an unfamiliar universe, some of us saw wondrous possibility, and others existential danger. The astronomers had insisted that the bright streak in the sky was no natural phenomenon. Most of us didn't really believe them until it burned through our atmosphere and crashed in a remote region, leaving only wreckage and uncertainty. In our ignorance, we fractured, taking refuge in our most primal emotions. Each of us saw what we wanted to see. Everyone loves heroes, depends on them, to save us from evil, lead us through darkness. Problem is, real heroes are always ignored. What no one understands is that being shot at is easy. The hard part is convincing someone they're drowning before it's too damn late.
So there's our little backstory. Welcome to the tutorial for Terra Invicta. This is the beginning of a standard playthrough of the game at the difficulty you selected. The tutorial has 2 primary components. If you watch the demo video, you'll know I read through a lot of this. We're going to be reading through a lot of this again because I haven't played this since the demo. I played a little bit of the demo after the fact, but because I couldn't save, I didn't really want to get into a huge game. So, yeah. Anyway, the tutorial has 2 primary components which function independently of each other. One, a set of objectives to guide you through key aspects of gameplay. Some of these objectives may take years to accomplish. Specific steps to take to accomplish these objectives appear on the top of the screen. These will appear alongside your regular campaign objectives that move the story along. A description of various elements in the game's interface when you first open them. These will help you understand the various tools you have to complete your goals. In addition, many of the game's mechanics are described in detail in the codex, which can be opened by clicking the question mark on many of the panels in-game. You may also reset the interface tutorial via the codex if you want to see it again. The campaign starts just before the first mission phase. To start playing, either run the clock using the control in the top right corner of the screen, right up here, or hit continue on all of these notifications. UFO crashed on Earth. An alien vessel was crashed down in the Valparaiso, I don't know how to say that, region in Chile. While the wreckage is unrecoverable, we suspect an alien life form escaped into the surrounding countryside.
Greetings, Commander. I am pleased to report the Council has appointed you leader of our organization. I am Fiona Iowade, your Chief of Staff. While most of the world is reacting with fascination at the arrival of an alien species on Earth, we represent a small group who believes the aliens' crash landing and disappearance may signify a potential threat. We intend to build an international organization capable of investigating and, if necessary, combating any danger aliens may pose.
I recommend we send a counselor to investigate the crash site in the Valparaiso region as soon as possible. Our other counselors may be best used in trying to gain influence in nations that may be able to contribute resources to their cause. You may review our objectives at any time by clicking on the faction symbol right here in the top left corner of your screen.
Our council is made up of some of the Earth's best and brightest. They are capable, connected, and standing by for your orders.
New objective: assign counselors to missions. Executive section reports. Council missions are the primary way to expand your reach on Earth. Twice a month, the game will enter the mission phase, during which all factions will assign their counselors to missions. Missions may target nations, control points, space facilities, and other counselors. Missions will be resolved in a set sequence in the weeks between mission phases. Definitive missions will trigger before missions that are offensive in nature. Defensive. While some missions are automatically successful, many are contested and require a success roll. After all counselors have been assigned mission, select the Confirm Assignments button. Take me there.
If we truly face the threat of invasion, we need to start organizing now. We are going to need global cooperation on a never-before-seen scale. I recommend we start tasking our counselors with gaining support in strategic positions of power across the globe.
Control points represent key nodes of political and economic power in a nation. They grant access to the nation's resources, control over its funding priorities, in some cases, command of an army. Each nation has between 1 and 6 control points. The number corresponds with the size of the nation's economy. Initially, all control points are neutral, but expect all factions to target them early in the campaign. Neutral control points may be acquired by the Gain Control Counselor mission, while the Purge mission seizes control points from other factions. Control points in more powerful nations will be harder to acquire in all cases. The rightmost control point in a nation, called the Executive Control Point, also grants access to the Set Policy mission, which allows initiating wars, forming alliances, and similar high-level national actions.
Reports are still coming in, but it is clear that an alien object has crashed down on the planet. We should send a counselor to investigate the site as soon as possible.
What we're going to do once we get through all these objectives. Our first knowledge of the alien arrival came when its spacecraft aero-braked in our upper atmosphere before crashing down in a remote territory and apparently self-destructing. We should send a counselor to the site to learn what we can. As we navigate the UI for the first time, helpful tips will appear here. Click on them to receive guidance. So we gotta assign counselors to missions. Alright, so counselor missions are the main way you expand your reach on Earth. Run the game clock forward until the next mission phase triggers. Then select one of your counselors on Earth's geoscape. Select the mission to perform and click on an appropriate target in the geoscape. If the mission is contested, you may spend resources to improve your chance of success using the slider. After all counselors have been assigned missions, select the Confirm Assignments button. So that's what we're going to do first. We're going to go ahead and hit play. Alright, so the game is paused immediately. Commander, it appears we have some supporters in Norway, making it a good target for us to control. Investigate alien activity.
Information about our currently selected counselor appears in the bottom right of the screen. Their available missions can be found in the bottom center of the screen.
Ah, I didn't see that. So we're going to investigate alien activity in Valparaiso, Chile.
Investigating alien site.
Standing by for orders.
Right click to move the globe. Alright, so, Sifu Tang. What do you want us to do? You want us to... Let's go to Paraguay. And public campaign.
Must persuade the people.
Right, confirm assignment. We completed the assigned counselors to missions objective. You will be able to assign your counselors to new missions at the beginning of each mission phase, which occurs weekly and will slow down to twice per month as the game progresses. You may want to increase the game speed using the controls in the top right.
Our researchers are asking for your guidance in directing their efforts.
So this is what I wanted to show in this first video. This floored me when I played the demo. It floors me again now because it's been 4 months. New objective, set a research priority. Research in Terra Invicta is divided into 2 categories: public research and faction engineering. All factions may contribute to up to 3 simultaneous public research projects, which represent a global move forward in the understanding of broad scientific principles. The faction that contributes the most to a particular public research project select the next public project for the world to pursue. Faction engineering projects, however, are conducted privately and can typically confer a concrete benefit. Each faction distributes its research income among the public and private projects. While putting all research into a single area may see it completed sooner, this will forego many bonuses tied to particular areas of research. Go to the research screen and change the priority settings for one of the public research or faction engineering projects by clicking on the cycler for a technology or project you wish to complete. Take me there. So that's what we're going to do next. So there's our research screen. Looks pretty normal, right? The pie chart will kind of upgrade as we continue to research things and consolidate. There you go. So that's what you got to do. It's like we are not alone. Let me move this. Can I move this out of the way? No. We completed the set of research priority objective. Contributing to global tech research will increase your chances of unlocking private faction projects of research. Certain HAB modules and orgs will allow you to pursue multiple private projects at once. Let's go back here. So we have 3 public projects. The public projects are on the top, and the private sector projects are on the bottom. So we can do sociology, consider what the alien arrival means for human institutions. Maybe I don't want to do that right off the bat. Consolidation and advancement of aerospace surveillance system. That is something that sounds like something I would want to do right off the bat. Mission to space. We learn how to live and thrive in a vacuum. That is something we also probably want to do right off the bat. So we're going to set that up. That's going to take about a little less than a year because it's October 1st, 2022. Let's do that. Then we're going to set audience research to this one because that's the only private sector project we have at this moment. So there's our intel.
This is your main command interface.
Maybe should have read this earlier.
We can monitor developments across the globe and beyond, send our counselors on missions, direct research and development, and much more. Take some time to familiarize yourself with it.
So there's the pause menu. This top panel shows your current resources and incomes. However, reach for details. Money, influence, and ops are vital for advancing your goals on Earth. Boost and mission control are for developing your space program. Research and engineering unlock new technologies and modules for your ships and habitats. Money is used to build components on Earth for a space program, acquire many counselor orgs, conduct certain financially oriented missions, and support our space assets. It is granted from national funding. The spoils priority org counselor traits, HAB modules, and the sale of space resources on Earth. Influence represents political capital and the ability to sway institutions and people to pursuing your goals. It is gained from favorable global public opinion about your faction ideology, orgs, council trades, and hab modules. It is also spent on maintaining a control point each month. Observer operations is our ability to conduct small-scale combat and espionage operations. It is primarily gained from orgs, but also can come from council trades and certain hab modules and an Earth interface orbit. Each point of boost represents the capability to move 10 metric tons of metal from material from Earth's surface to low Earth orbit via rocket launches and other conveyances. Boosts can also deliver items to more distant destinations at a significant penalty. It is primarily gained from nations within a space program, but can also come from orgs. The mission control resource accounts for all the staff and technical apparatus required to support our missions in space. Insufficient mission control makes it much easier for other factions to seize our space assets and make accidents far more likely. We may not build or acquire new habs, or ships if we do not have any mission control available. Excess mission control is converted to research and money. I'm noticing a few grammatical errors, but that's the nature of early access. Research represents the efforts of our scientists and engineers. Unlike other resources, it is not accumulated but immediately distributed according to our research priorities, which are divided between global investigations of the new principles and technologies and private engineering projects that only benefit us. Here you can find your current control points, counted towards our control point capacity. Lots of reading. Being over the cap costs will result in a daily influence penalty, which is reflected in our nation influence income. Enemy missions targeting our control points will receive a bonus. We may abandon control points to reduce this cost or research projects to increase our cap. Earth View. This panel contains shortcuts, locations, and management screens for Terra Invicta. Clicking here will focus the camera on Earth and activate the political overlay showing national borders, armies, and alien-related phenomena. Solar System View. Clicking here will bring the camera into the solar system. I'll just show that to you real quick. Massive. There you go. Intergalactic stuff, I would think, will be a thing here soon. This is just one solar system, at least from what I know. Yeah, I think this is one big solar system. I'd love to see intergalactic stuff. Faction Council. Your councils are your chief agents on Earth and later throughout the solar system. By going on missions, they can rally nations to your calls, hunt for aliens, or interfere with the operations of other factions. You can manage and recruit counselors here. The Nations panel puts all nation data in one place. You can also assign priority to your control points here. Influencing the nations of Earth is one of the main ways of establishing geopolitical dominance within your faction. View details on any nation by clicking here. And you better believe that every nation known to man is in here. All 190 something of them. You can template them, you can control point them. So, now, before this first episode ends, I want to show you something very, very surprising. We have ships, and you can design your own ship classes at some point. You can construct your own ships and design your own. I think I would have to guess if it's not showing right here, if it's locked behind a wall right now, it's because you probably have to research it. That's my own guess, because, let's take a look at the tech tree. This is not the full tree. This is just the consolidated tree. Now let's look at the full tree. Take your time. Yeah, here you go. We're still scrolling. All right. Now let's keep. Yep. That's the massive tech tree that I was referring to. Yeah, this game is massive. For an early access title, it's only going to grow, but I think you're really going to like it. But yeah, I think for now we're going to wrap up this episode here. And we'll get the time started next episode where we will start our journey in Terra Invicta. Fully, we've kind of gotten through most of the tutorial pop-ups for the moment. So, yeah, let's wrap it up here. If you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe, favorite, turn on notifications, and I'll see you next time for more Terra Invicta.